I hope you're well. Same process as usual. You can use the raise hand icon to let us know that you'd like to ask questions. We will ask in English first and then in Portuguese. Joao only speaks Portuguese, so please ensure that you're set to the English channel if you need to hear English translation. And just give Joao a couple of moments because he'll hear the translation obviously a little later than your question finishes. So if there are any very short silences, that will be why. If we can start with Pete Stevenson, please.
Hi, good afternoon.
Boa tarde.
Can I just ask, we're at the serious stage now, last 16. How determined is this City squad to, again, go all the way to the final and live up to their label at the moment as favourites?
Boa tarde.
Good afternoon.
Nós somos uma equipa de facto muito forte.
We're a very strong team. Players we have know how to deal with the pressure of getting to the Champions League final. But we have to know we're going up against the best teams in Europe. And we know it's a very difficult competition, but we embrace this pressure. But we have this obligation to win the competition. Every step this team and club deserves to win the Champions League. That's what we players work for. And this is what we're trying to do this season.
And can I just ask what are confidence levels like? You're 9 points clear in the Premier League. You've won 20 out of 25. What is the mood like amongst the players at the moment?
Sim, eu acho que a equipa está de facto a passar bom momento.
I think the team are going through a good phase. We're not conceding many goals and we've scored a lot.
Reflete o nosso trabalho diário.
I think that reflects our hard daily work together. Liverpool and Chelsea are very strong opponents, as we know. And we can't be complacent and lose points. We need to go into every game to win and get the 3 points. That's what we're going to try and do in the Premier League. And now we're focused on the Champions League, the game against Sporting. That's the game we're thinking about, and we're going to try and win.
Hi, Joao. Just in terms of Manchester City, is it a kind of itch that you need to get rid of, winning the Champions League? You've done everything for the last 4 or 5 years under Guardiola. Do you need to win the Champions League?
Sim, como já disse, eu desde que estou aqui.
As I said before, ever since we're here, of course, my teammates have won the FA Cup. This club haven't won the Champions League yet. As I said before, we're not obliged to win the Champions League, but every season we go into this competition looking to win. It's a very prestigious competition. It's where the best European teams play. It's where we want to be amongst the best teams in Europe because we have the players and the quality as a team to reach this feat. As I said before, it's a very difficult competition. As I already said, each season we try to win this competition. We try to win every competition we're competing in.
And can I just ask you about your background? Because you were at Benfica. I know it's a long time since you left now, but is Sporting the big game for you? Is that one that you really want to win?
Assim, eu quero vencer o jogo contra o Sporting, como quero vencer todos os outros.
Win against Sporting, same way I win against other clubs as well. Whether it's, I'm a Benfica supporter, yes, of course. That's where I went through the whole youth process.
Eu estou a representar o Manchester City.
But I'm representing Manchester City, and with the intuition, desire to represent Manchester City, I want to beat Sporting, not just as a Benfica supporter. I want to beat Sporting because they're our opponent and we want to qualify for the next round of the Champions League.
Hi, Joao. Just following on from Simon's question, could you talk a little bit about your memories playing for Benfica against Sporting in youth team games, and if you have any Any memories in particular that stand out?
On the Benfica. Yeah, I have some memories.
Felizmente, quando era mais jovem.
Happily, when I was younger in the youth teams, I won more games than I lost. But that's a good sign. It's a good sign that we were doing things right. Sporting are a big club. They've got a great youth setup. That's where Cristiano came from. That's where Figo and Nani came through. Great players as well. I think we have to value Sporting as a club. Great club, one of the biggest in Portugal. And they're getting back to the success of previously, and it's going to be a difficult game tomorrow.
Hi, Joao. You're obviously happy at City now. You signed a long-term contract, but the manager said after you signed that contract that at first there were problems between you and him. Could you tell us, what the issues maybe were from your side and how you've managed to resolve those?
Sim, as minhas complicações com o Mister foi.
The complications with the coach were that I hadn't adapted to the way the team were playing. I saw come from Juventus, which had a different way of playing, another big club. Thinking I wanted to enjoy football and show my quality, but it was more my responsibility than the coach. It was my fault. I had to adapt to the team's style of play. As I managed to recover, like I do in life, with my desire to win in life and in football, I'm happy, and credit to me, because it was not just credit, it was also a lot of desire from me that I managed to do and become the player I am today.
Joao, we were just chatting there about your Benfica past. There's also Bernardo and Ruben who started at Benfica as well. So it's going to be like a group of you who are really going to be fired up, wanting to do well against Sporting because of that rivalry you had as younger players.
Assim, foi como eu disse, agora é a rivalidade.
As I already said, it's the rivalry to one side. I am Benfica. Benfica's the team of my heart, but I'm a Manchester City player. In terms of the desire to win, that's what we always have. Even in my life as well, always this desire to win. Every game that I play in, I think with this team, with the squad we have, there's so much quality. We need to go into every game looking to win. We know that we're a big team. We know of our quality, and we know we can beat any other team in the world.
Hi, Joao. I appreciate you might not want to talk about it in length, but there was an incident in your at the end of December where some people broke into your house. Must have been a distressing time for yourselves. What was that experience like, and how are you? How glad are you that it's behind you, I guess?
Assim, é o que eu digo, é a vida.
That's life. It happens in life. It was horrific. It terrorized my whole family, specifically my family. For me, I know how to deal with this, but my family didn't deserve to go through that. It's a page in the past. I lost my mother. I had to continue. As I said, there's been lots of obstacles in my life, and I've had to get over them. And I've got to where I am today. I've become a stronger player mentally. That's how I want to keep going on. However much I can, drop my head, however much people try and make me suffer, they won't achieve it. I always like to think positively. That's how I can live my life in the best way possible.
Moving to some Portuguese questions. Fred, I'm assuming you're looking to ask in Portuguese, so I'll start with Fred Caldeira.
Thank you, Alex. João, tudo bem?
Hi, João.
Você foi perguntado sobre Liga dos Campeões.
You were asked about the Champions League, about the possibility of winning the Champions League, and in all your replies, you used the word obligation. Do you feel that people outside of the club have this demand that Manchester City wins the Champions League? Those outside that think it is actually an obligation for Manchester City to win the title. People on the outside, yes, might think that, but we take things game by game, step by step. We know that we have one of the best teams in Europe, one of the best squads in Europe. I think winning a Champions League isn't an obligation. You have to go up against the best teams in Europe. We're facing the best players in the world. And of course, we're capable of winning it, but for us, it's not our duty and obligation. How do you deal with those people that think it's your obligation, your duty outside of the club to win the Champions League? We have to be aware of it. We're top-level players. And it's good. It's good that people put this pressure on us. It's a sign that we have a very good team and that people think we're capable of winning the Champions League. That's the most important thing. Of course, us here, we know that we're capable of winning the championship, but there isn't an obligation to do it.
Ciao Joao, stiamo apprezzando anche in Italia quanto stai diventando bravo, forse uno dei migliori esterni al mondo. Allora volevo chiederti, quanto ha aiutato l'esperienza in Italia con Inter Juventus?
How much has the experience in Juventus helped you, and how much has Pep brought your game to another level? As I said before, Italy was very important for my career. Inter and Juve, two huge clubs, where I improved tactically. I think technically I've always been a good player. Tactically, I improved a lot in Italy. The mentality is different from the Spanish and the English footballing mentality. It was a time of learning. It was a country where I really liked living in, both in Turin and in Milan. I was really made welcome there, and I'm very grateful for the time I spent in Italy at the two great clubs.
Rita, can you hear us? No. Okay, we'll go to Bruno Andrade, please.
Olá, João. Boa tarde.
Hi, João.
João, muito se fala aqui em Portugal.
We talk a lot here in Portugal about the post-game between Porto and Sporting at the Dragão Stadium. A lot of journalists and fans say the terrible image of Portugal it shows internationally. A lot of people forget about the image internal for Portuguese, the image of Portuguese football. As a Portuguese national, someone who represents Portugal abroad, how can you analyse all the unfortunate incidents at the Dragão Stadium this weekend? Being Portuguese, I didn't like what I saw. Of course, we're players, we're human. We feel things on the skin. We need to present ourselves and represent the team we're playing for. I think that's what happened between Porto and Sporting. I'm not going to criticise any of the teams, either of the teams. I've also had some bad attitudes, and I think all players have been through something like that before, and it's not a good image that's portrayed. But as I said before, it's an image you see that each player and team want to represent the team the best way possible. They want to represent and defend their club. You were with Ruben Amorim at Benfica. You were teammates. Were you surprised when he became a coach? How have you seen his performance as a coach, as the manager of Sporting? I was surprised. I never imagined Ruben becoming a manager, but I'd say that it was a surprise. I really like the way he works. I really like his interviews. I like the way his teams play. And I think it's going to be a breath of fresh air for Portuguese football. He's got a young team with a real desire to win. He's been there for the last 2 years. And Sporting have won trophies that they hadn't been winning for years. So I think it's credit to the players, but also credit to Ruben. As I said, relaxed, humble person, funny guy when he has to be. He was like that as a player as well. And he was a very good player for me. And he's an excellent coach as well.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you, guys.